I had no idea that this was growing inside of me. No symptoms. I just saw myself in a picture and there it was. As soon as I saw it, I mentioned it to my dad, who was around at the time. And I was like, yo, is it weird? Like, is this a cause for concern, what I'm feeling, what I'm seeing here? And he was like, yeah, no, let's go to the doctor. And we went to the doctor. It was about literally a day before he had to leave again. We went to the doctor. He did some tests on me. They tested my thyroid and everything. My thyroid functioning was good. Then we went for some ultrasounds. And in the ultrasound, I think that's where they saw that oh, there is a growth. There's something that needs to be checked out. And then referred me to the general surgeon, who then requested for a fine needle aspiration, a biopsy, where they put the needle on my, it was on my right side actually, because it was on my right side. So they put the needle on my right side and poked around a little bit. It was it was uncomfortable. And they also extracted some of the fluid from the growth that was there. Oh, that experience was uncomfortable and painful. I can honestly say they did put local anesthetics, but it was still weird. It was definitely painful afterwards because I was at home and I was literally probably on bed rest for a week, a full week. I couldn't really eat that well. It was difficult to swallow. It was just painful and uncomfortable, and I did not want to go through that again. And what they did with that fine needle aspiration was that they took some samples and they took it to the pathology lab and they ran some tests on it so they could actually see okay, what is this? What are we dealing with? And how can we then move forward with it? And what can we do? Or what should we do? And so the surgeon called me in once the results were in, and it was a pretty scary report. They mentioned that they did find some nodules. So it's these I don't know what I can say, but these kind of, I guess, growths that are around your thyroid, which are normal if they're just there and not causing any trouble. But if they're growing and starting to cause trouble, then it's a cause for concern. And so the one that I had was a bit of a cause of concern, not to a very high degree, but they were suspecting that it was papillary carcinoma, which is a thyroid cancer, type of thyroid cancer, but one of the low risk type of cancers, something that very manageable, very workable, and it's not as scary as we think, because cancer, when you hear the word cancer, you just think death or worst case scenario. But it was a shock. When we heard that, my dad was very adamant on getting a second opinion, because the solution was then to remove my entire thyroid, have a full thyroidectomy, which would require me to be on hormone therapy, which is lifetime medication, because your thyroid serves a very important function in the body and is in charge of the hormones in your body, as well as other processes in your body as well. So you need to still be producing thyroid hormones. So that wasn't something that, it's scary. For me, I was I don't know, I just felt so attached. I was no, I don't want to take out my thyroid. But also, I think it was not the wisest thing to do to just decide that, okay, because it's suggested that this is what I have, it's not even confirmed, that this is what we're going to do. So we decided to get a second opinion. We spoke to a variety of doctors, some of them family members as well, which was a really nice moment for me, because I really appreciated all the support and the love and the concern that surrounded me at the time. It really made me feel protected, cared for, loved, to be very honest with you. And so we went through a variety of doctors. But eventually we went to an oncologist who also saw my reports, and she was kind of convinced as well that, listen, this is what it is. But to be absolutely sure, she recommended us to a thyroid specialist. She's like, to get the proper confirmation, and not just the proper confirmation, but also the proper surgery from a guy who's actually specializing in this, I would suggest go for this guy. And we went and we saw that doctor, and he was also like, wait a minute. There is no way I'm taking out your entire thyroid just based off of suggestive conclusions. Let's do another fine needle aspiration, this time on my left. He recommended another doctor to do so. He was also very good. And they did 6 needles. 6 needles out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oof. It was very uncomfortable, but it was actually less painful than the first one, because I actually recovered from that one literally in like a day. By the second day, I was good. So basically they got more samples, and they needed to go check if the left side was also as problematic as my right side, because it was the right side that was problematic. And the surgeon was like, the right side has to go, but we can't just take the left if the left is actually able to function completely well on its own. And as the report came, it turns out that the left was completely fine. They didn't see any signs of cancer or anything like that, but they'll do further investigations once the right side is out. But for now, let's just take out the right thyroid lobe and we'll take it from there. Got my surgery date, and it was a month away from all of this that was happening. So yeah, I just had time to just process, get ready, and just prepare. Game day. I'm getting ready to go to this surgery. It is the 5th of November 2024, and yeah, it's my first time having a surgery like this. I haven't really had like a surgery like this at all, where I'm like gone under anesthesia and like opened up and taken out. So it is my first time, but I believe that I'm gonna be good. I believe that it's going to help me in the future. I believe that like with your thyroid, there's a lot that's attached to it: your hormones, your sensitivity to like cold and hot, metabolism. And I've been quite sensitive to food, so I look forward to an easier system in my place. I look forward to whatever this is being gone, both physically, energetically, spiritually. I look forward to a smooth process. I look forward to being the healthiest version of myself that I've ever been, really. And I think this was necessary. And I'm still yet to even see what blessings are in disguise through all of this, through me going through this. And but I feel like at this point I'm gonna stop making everything from scratch. Like Nara Smith kind of thing. Surgery's at 12, it is now like 7. We are gonna make our way because of traffic. Yeah, I'm not nervous, I feel calm, and I trust this doctor. This is a great doctor. So let's go get this thing out. Yeah, just gonna have a great thyroidectomy.
Esa, sorry. ¿Se coge?
Sí. ¿Ah?
¿Qué es eso?
Yeah, that was another time. Just when I don't want to explain too much. The surgery went very well. I held myself in such a internal high vibrational place. I mean, days leading up to the surgery and the day of the surgery, I wasn't in the slightest bit worried. I wasn't in the slightest bit scared. I tuned into my body and I spoke to my body. I spoke to my body just as I was laying on that surgery bed, just before they, roll you into the room where you're like, oh shit, it's happening. I spoke to my body and I was like, I would say prayed over my body, but I called upon God and my spirit guides through my body. And I felt that vibration and that energy moving into my body. And I knew that, okay, I'm going to be okay. Because here's the thing, I'm going to be unconscious. And I'm just like, oh, I'm going to be unconscious. So basically, body, or rather God, take over my body and my cells. And I trust my doctors. And I trust it's going to go well. But watch over me. I stayed overnight. It was weird, like once they were putting the needle and the drip and the mask for anesthesia. I coughed. I remember coughing, and then I passed out. And the next thing I remember was me waking up on the hospital bed, and it's like it felt like a movie because I was so unconscious, or not really unconscious, but like very deep into sleep. And I just heard a voice in the darkness like, Melissa, Melissa, Melissa. And I opened my eyes and I was so disoriented for like a good minute. I just saw my family around my table, my mom, my brothers, some nurses around and stuff. And I was just like, where am I? What's going on? Oh my gosh, my throat hurts. Why the hell does my throat hurt? And I cried. And I bawled my eyes out, just crying for my dad. And I was just like, I want my dad. Where's my dad? I want to speak to my dad. And I was asking them, call him. But he was unfortunately out of range because he was traveling. So it was like, oh man, I was so disoriented. And I didn't understand why my throat was hurting so much. Because, it's like something that's the only thing that I was kind of concerned of, was that feeling of like you're going into something, you're going to be unconscious, and something's going to happen to your body. And you're going to wake up not knowing what happened, but something happened to your body. And that's exactly what I felt. It was definitely a moment. I slept for most of that night. I slept throughout the night in the hospital. Got discharged like 7 in the morning 8 in the morning the next day. And I was home. Finally got home. Just took a nap. My throat is still a bit sore, scratchy. A bit of swelling. But the meds they gave me was really helping with the pain. I feel like I'm gonna be recovered. There was a lady next to me who also had the same thing. I can't speak too much. Right now I'm gonna shower. I haven't showered. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Probably gonna shower and just rest some more. It's definitely gonna take some healing. It is Sunday. Had my surgery on Tuesday. Recovery process has been good. A lot better than I expected. And yeah, it's been helpful to have my mom around. And I'm having my appointment on Tuesday. I'm just like lazing around. This era of my life is definitely about healing. It's gonna be good though. I still can't do much, like stretch too much or do like heavy lifting kind of things, but the pain is going away and I'm sleeping a lot, which is good, and playing a lot of Fortnite, which is great. If you can see it, here's the scar. It's been a month now since I had my surgery. I'm still trying to figure out what my diet looks like. I'm still trying to figure out what my life looks like. And I'll know after my blood tests where my levels are and how I'm doing. But I've been healing for the past 4 weeks and I'm still healing. As much as I'm healing beautifully on the outside, I can feel that I'm still very much healing on the inside as well. Things have been moved around, man. Vocal cords and everything, they feel sensitive. Like, I can't scream. Dare I even get into an argument, I'm going to immediately feel pain. So it's teaching me how to remain calm again, how to be steady, and how to keep myself in a good, calm place, even when you feel riled up. Tried singing, and that also was a bit of a strain, but I'm healing very well, and I'm looking forward to how my new life is going to look like. I don't think it'll be anything too different, but I think there will be a lot of changes for sure. There's just a lot of things that don't resonate with me and my body anymore, and so I need to find out what now does. And it's nice because I feel like I'm being led to the good stuff. All the good stuff. I'm very grateful to all the family members that showed so much love, all the people that showed so much love. I had my friends show me love and support and like just checking in on me. I had my family also just checking in, coming to visit me. And I really appreciate every single person that has been doing that. It really means a lot to have support in these times, you know, especially when you're going through something like this. Yeah, it's been very interesting to see how different people take news as well. But everyone that showed love and support, I really appreciate it, you know, whether it's even just in your thoughts, in your words, in your phone calls, in your visits, in your prayers. I know, I feel them. I'm grateful. To my parents as well, my immediate family, my brothers, my sister, who were my biggest supporters. Thank you, and I love you. And to God, thank you, God. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. We need to discover this because, like, it's something that happens in women, and I wonder why. It's mostly common in women, and it's actually something that's quite common. So If you've been through this, going through this, please just let me know. Comment, obviously like, subscribe. I'd like to hear more. Let's open up a discussion. But otherwise, I'll keep you guys posted.